Hi guys, this is attempt number 3 to record this video, so hopefully it'll go okay this time. I might just stop and check it on the way because I've lost volume on previous ones, so if there's a few little breaks, just bear with me. Okay, back again. Okay, so now we're going to talk about circles. Okay, so do you remember pi 3.14? Most of this is revision for you, so hopefully you won't find it too hard. So I'm going to get you to read through pages 33 and 34 of the learner pack, and then I'll tell you when to have a look through this video. Okay, the video link here is really important, guys. It will really explain very well what I want you to do in this lesson, and she does it very accurately. You won't be that accurate, but don't worry about that. So I'm just going to pop over here to our learner pack. Investigating pi is what we're talking about. So talks about pi being a very important number. You'll come across it a lot in the measurement activities, but what is it? So we'll go through that. So you will need for this exercise circles of different sizes. So I have a glass here. The base of the glass is smaller than the top, so you have two different circles there. This is masking tape. If you have sellotape or anything like that, it might be handy. You can have plates of all kinds of sizes if you want, as long as they're circles. Okay, so you'll need those, that type of thing. Okay. So what you need to know before you start the activity: area is recorded in units squared. Okay, so for example, 3 centimeters squared, 2 meters squared. We measure the area of a rectangle by multiplying the length by the width. That's okay, we know that. We measure the area of a circle by multiplying pi, which is 3.14, by the square of the circle's radius. Now, just to refresh you on radius, hopefully you can see this circle. I'm trying to point at it so I can see where I am. Can you see it? Hopefully. Okay, there's the circle. Center of the circle is about here. Okay. The distance from the center to the edge, any point on the edge, is the radius. Okay. The width of the circle through the center is the diameter. So the diameter is the same as the radius multiplied by 2. Okay. So that's what they're talking about here. We measure the area of a circle by multiplying pi by the square of the circle's radius. So if your circle is 6 centimeters, 6 squared is 6 times 6, okay, which is 36. Math symbols, so pi is 3.14, and the symbol for it is that kind of little table-like symbol there. It's a Greek letter. And the symbol for area is A, you know that. Symbol for radius is OR. Okay, we've just spoken about radius, the distance from the center of the circle to the edge. Okay, so the formula for area of a circle is A equals pi or squared. Okay, and tells us that we measure the area of a circle by multiplying pi 3.14 by the square of the circle's radius. Okay, that's just the formula written in English. No problem to you. Now, a truly magical number, yeah. So no one knows what the actual value of pi is because these decimal places go on forever. Okay, they go on indefinitely. So for practical purposes, we round it off to 3.14. Okay, so anytime you see this symbol, put in the number 3.14. Okay. Now, this is getting to our task. Okay, so get or make 5 circular shapes or of different sizes. So your glass, your plate, whatever it might be. And it wants you to do certain measurements on them. At this point, let's go back to our lesson plan and go back and watch that video. Watch it twice if you need to, 3 times. It's only about 3.5 minutes long, but it really does show you exactly what we need to do here and is far more efficient than me trying to show you on the webcam here. So have a look at that, and then we'll go back and we'll do our measurements and fill out the table on page 35, or you will. Okay, so here we are back on page 35. So what you've watched the video on YouTube. Okay, sorry for the sniffles. So this time you're going to measure the circumference of each circle. So the circumference is like the edge. Okay, so I have some string here. Okay, she did this in the video as well, and I've got my masking tape. So I'm just going to put the beginning of the string, if you can see that there, and I'm going to go around the center, and I'm going to see where it meets up. Okay, I'm going to put my thumb there. Okay, so I know exactly where my length is, and that is the circumference of that masking tape roll. Okay, and you can measure that then on a ruler or a measuring tape. just like you did in the video. That is the circumference of your object, okay? If you're doing it on a glass, put the circle that you want to measure. So if you're doing it on the base of the glass, can you see that? Bit of a delay on the video here. Put that on the table and measure around it. And likewise, if you want to measure the other side, put that on the table, because it's really hard to keep string in place on an object like that. So it helps if it's sitting on a solid surface. Okay, so you're going to measure the diameter. Sorry, what are we measuring? The circumference. Sorry, circumference around the edge of your 5 different objects, and you're going to fill in. Okay, there's the circumference measurements for each of your different circles. Okay, and then you are going to measure the I apologize, guys. Okay, so that says measure the circumference, which we did. Okay, and then it says down here, measure the circumference again. So you've done the circumference. So now I want you to measure the diameter. Okay, so you can measure the diameter 2 ways. If we take our roll, okay, just try and measure it across the center. Okay, it's about 8 centimeters across the center. Don't measure it up there, okay, or down there. That's not the width of it really. You need to try and measure it across the center. So it's about 8 that way. You can do it with a ruler or you can do it with string. Okay, pull it tight and get your measurement. Okay. Okay, so and fill in the diameters. So that's the width of 5 objects in there. So I'm just going to go back up and check that I have all that correct for you, because I think I might have confused you a little bit there. Yeah, it says measure the circumference, but then it actually talks about measuring. You do the other, okay, first, and then fill them in. So diameter, the width across the center, okay, circumference, measure around the edge. Okay, so whichever one you do first, just put it in the right column here, circumference. And then in her table in the video, she had another line, the circumference divided by the diameter, but we have it over here. Okay, and that's just the ratio of the 2 measurements. And what you'll find when you divide your circumference by your diameter, around 3. She gets it very close to 3.14, but I don't get it, I expect you to. Okay, so if you've done the measurements accurately, you'll find that when you divide the circumference by the diameter, you get 3.14 or close enough. Okay. Every circle, regardless of its size, will always produce the magic number pi when you divide the circumference by its diameter. Okay, so that is that section. Okay, just flick back to our notes for a sec. There we go. You filled out the table on page 35, and once that's done, you can have a go at page 36. Find this easy. Go back to our learner pack. And what it's asking you to do is calculate the area of a coffee table. So it tells you that the radius of the coffee, the formula for the area of a circle is pi r squared. You know the radius, it gives you the radius there, and you know pi. So just work that out on the calculator, okay? And that is the end of the notes that we're going to do from the learner pack. So I'll go back here. The work for June 10th, okay, is the portfolio pages below. So have a look at how you get on. It's about describing shapes. So square, draw a square, describe a rectangle, draw a rectangle, describe a circle and draw one. Same for a cylinder, and it talks about a right angle triangle as well. Okay, so that is it. I will talk to you soon, but they're the videos for this week and next week. Thanks a lot, guys. Bye.